Okay, I'm going to do a demo today on BOLT Lite Container and setting that up so that you can experiment with the BOLT Lite features. And the first thing we're going to do is pull the Docker container out of Docker Hub. And you just go to Docker Hub and do a search for BOLT Lite, find the repository, and we're going to grab the Docker pull command. We're going to VNC into our, or PuTTY into our instance of Ubuntu. So this could be any Linux distribution. I'm running one up in AWS. This could be a Mac, and I'll do a quick review of the additional setup for the Mac a little bit later. But it's just a standard Linux. In this particular case, it's Ubuntu, and we're just going to ensure Docker is installed and up and running. And that's the only requirement, is to have Docker up and running on your Linux box. And you can, if you don't have Docker installed, you can go off to the Docker website and look for instructions on how to install Docker, just a few commands. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull this image down. That's going to download and extract the contents off of Docker Hub into our local Docker registry so that we can execute it. The next thing we'll do after that image is downloaded is we're going to make a folder that we can host our BOLT Lite repo into, and that will be the next step I will show, going off to GitHub and finding the BOLT Lite repo for cloning. This is a one-time download, and once it's in your registry, you won't have to download it again unless you delete it and remove it. I'll go ahead and open up another PuTTY instance here. You grab the IP of your instance. It could be a local instance IP if you're running locally, or if you're running in the cloud, you just grab your IP that you're using. And if you're using authentication, you supply your private key to log in. So I have another instance running. So I got two instances running now. This one is done. So I'm in. We'll go off to the root of the directory here, and we're going to go off to the home directory and then the Ubuntu directory. And then I'm going to make a directory called BOLT Lite. And I'll go to that directory. Now I have my folder that I'm going to put my clone, GitHub clone into. So I'm just going to run a git clone command. And I'll go off to my GitHub, and I will just go to the clone command and grab the URL out of there. And I'll paste it in. Okay, so I'll look at that, and you'll see that I have a BOLT Lite folder, so I'll go to that. That's my repo. I have BOLT Lite as my folder. Then I'm just going to go back to here and grab this command, my Docker run command. And then I'll adjust this folder to point to where I've placed the contents of my code. Okay, so let's back this up to here. And it's home, Ubuntu, BOLT Lite, and BOLT Lite. That's the root of my clone. And then you'll see that I have a colon and then a /source. This /source will be the location of the files in the container. So you'll be utilizing the files from this location on your local instance, and then the container will have a copy of that mirrored in the source folder on the container. So you can make changes here and they'll be automatically updated in your mirror on your source folder. The other thing we're going to be doing is we're pointing off to a VNC console on port 5901 and then loading the latest image that we just pulled out of Docker Hub. So I'm going to go ahead and run that. Okay, then I'm just going to VNC against the IP address of the box you're running on. And the port. Okay, and then the password. And then you'll have a distribution show up. And this is where you'll interact with the BOLT Lite application. And you'll just launch IntelliJ and follow the additional instructions for interacting with the BOLT Lite framework. Okay, then we're just going to open the project. We're going to navigate to the source folder. And you'll see we have a BOLT Lite project. We're going to open it. The first time you load this, it will pull the POM dependencies and do the indexing. So this will take a minute or so, but all future loads of your container will be much faster because this will already be done. And then you can go off and experiment with your creating specs and experimenting with the features of the BOLT Lite framework. The BOLT Lite repo has instructions on the features and how to get started and execute your own tests. Okay, so next thing we want to do is just ensure that everything is up and running. So we have a demo spec in here that will load up. So under the specs folder, there's a demo. Just double click on the spec and you'll see the spec come up. And there's green buttons next to the execution and you just run the spec. And if the browser comes up and executes your test, which is just opening a couple of browsers, opening Yahoo, Google, and Bing, we will have a good install and you can go on and experiment. Okay, test pass, go to reports. In the report folder, there is an indexed HTML file. You can click on it again and look at, open up your Chrome, and you have your results. Okay, so good luck with your experimentation with BOLT Lite. Exciting features and capabilities that you'll be seeing. And if you have any questions, reach out to us. Okay, thank you.